we use our contracts to go to the city hall and register as a citizen of the country. And once we registered, then we could go to the Dutch study financing organization called Duo, and we could apply now for student financing, or I should say study financing, and able to get our student loan.
Correct.
Long time this are overdue. Long time this are overdue.
Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Sincerely Lewis. I hope you guys enjoyed my last YouTube video. If you haven't watched my last YouTube video,
Yeah, my name is Jeremy Richardson. Let's get it.
I will leave the link in the description below. If you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button to let me know, and also make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss the next video. You have Jeremy's perspective on what it's like moving to the Netherlands without study financing. Jeremy has prepared some questions for me now, enable for me to give my perspective on what it's really like to come up to the Netherlands with study financing.
So what does the Maarten Study Finance cover?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what they covered for me in 2012, and most of the things still apply today. So they covered like my plane ticket to come to the Netherlands. They cover like a loan towards a laptop. They cover my books every year, as long as I meet my responsibilities with them. They cover my insurance, and they cover my startup costs. So like the cost of when I have like an apartment and I need to furnish it.
And then what did you have to do when you arrived?
The good thing about study financing is that at the time they had an organization up here called the St. Maarten Student Support Services, so S4. And they had like, you know, different programs for us to do like from the time we arrived. So when I arrived, I remember coming outside of the airport, and I was like, yo, it's so cold, and like it's not stopping. Like it feel like air cold. You know? I had like that feeling. But they drove us to like a hotel, and at the hotel we went to like a conference room where we could have like had some food to eat. And then outside of the conference room, you had like the bank representatives, you had the insurance representatives, you had the student housing representatives, who were like all waiting to give us our like packages and for us to sign our contracts. Here's the thing, right? Like we were discussing, being able to do like anything legally in the Netherlands, you need an address. So one of the things they had prepared for us is, once we already had our address, we use our contracts to go to the city hall and register as a citizen of the country. And once we registered, then we could go to the Dutch study financing organization called Duo, and we could apply now for student financing, or I should say study financing, and able to get our student loan.
Correct.
Also, we visited our school. So the school, if like you went to the Hague University like I did, then I had to go to the school before it opened, and I had to give copies of my diplomas. I also ordered my OV chip card, which is my travel card in the Netherlands that we all use. And that's basically the major preparations.
And the first year that you was here in Holland, like how the month was, like what you used to spend every month, groceries, and how you had your budget the first month.
It's a good thing you touch upon budget, because I think budgeting is the most important thing for a student, you know. I mean, that's your way of survival, your money.
Yep.
So what I find is the most important things in my first year that I had to budget was rent, insurance, my school fee, my phone, you know, I want to call my parents back home, groceries of course, and necessities like toilet paper, mop. You know, like those things that you would need. Maybe your parents used to take care of them for you, but now as you live in, you know, on your own and you becoming independent, you know, you have to like now budget for those things for yourself, because you know you live in your house and you need things. You like a winter coat, you need those things. So like that's what my budget would mainly be comprised of.
Okay. And like what would be your like advice to like the study financing for St. Maarten, like, back in 2012, like when you came up, what would you like that they had tell you, like such and such and such? Well, a little thing better, You don't have to say that, that it didn't do it right, but what you felt that could have been a little better.
A more realistic perspective of what life is really like here. I still remember going to like the VOBAS trainings that they had when you had to, like, for those recipients who was already accepted, they have like some trainings before you leave. And they would talk about, for instance, not taking subscriptions, like a phone subscription.
Yeah,
but I don't believe in that. I believe that you should just make good decisions. Maybe a phone subscription is useful, to you. But I feel like more emphasis should be placed on responsibility.
Right.
So, it's a mindset. So be responsible enough to pay your monthly bills on time, pay your subscriptions on time, because if you don't, you get a reminder, which is okay. Maybe you forgot or you just didn't have the money on time, and you just get a reminder. But then don't ignore the reminder. Reach out to the company if you can't make the payment. And if you can, pay it, because if you don't reach out to them and you don't pay it, they're just gonna send you to like a bill collector. So now, your bill probably starts at 40 euros, and because you just ignoring it, it end up like at 140. Unnecessarily. So I believe that a more realistic perspective should be given in workshops, VOBAS training. All the students who came down to like talk to us spoke about like places where you could shop. Now looking back, I find it was irrelevant. I mean, you could shop at anywhere you yourself and compare the prices for yourself wherever you shop. Taxes, definitely, because listen, taxes and fines is like the heart of is like the engine of the country. So, for instance, I didn't know that in my first year, after moving out of my first home and then moving, by the way, the first home I had lived in, it was with a roommate. So once I moved out of that home, and I moved into my own home where I didn't have to share anything with anyone, it came with more responsibility. It came with garbage tax bill every year. It came with water tax bill every year. And those is responsibilities that I'm obligated to now pay to the government.
Correct.
So you can't escape it. But just knowing that is a possibility, it would have been like really good for a student to know. Because also coming up here, I came up with the mentality that being a student, things gonna just be good. Like, okay, like, Duo got me, study financing from St. Martin got me, but I really had to, I felt like I was really thrown into like life, into like adult life at a very young age. And it's like, you got responsibilities now to tend to, not only just school. That's why I always like encourage people to have the mindset that when you come up here, you're not really only coming to school, you come in to face challenges, face new opportunities.
That's true.
In your own life. This is your journey. It's not only about studying.
And your advice to the people watching this video?
Be informed. Be informed is my advice, because if you're not informed, you will suffer a lot. Information in the Netherlands is your best friend. For instance, if you come up and you get an insurance, if you come up and you don't get an insurance within the first 3 months, you already automatically get a fine. You get a fine for just not having insurance in the Netherlands, right? So just come up, get an insurance, avoid that fine. But I bet you wouldn't have known that information had I not told you that. Now, those students like myself who came up with study financing from St. Martin, we got our own insurance from them. They arranged insurance for us. Like I said, they financed the insurance for us, but that insurance was not a Dutch insurance. It was more like a student insurance. The way to really get on a Dutch insurance is that you have to have a job first. Once you have a job, you automatically can go and apply for Dutch insurance, and then you are also eligible to get something called zorgtoeslag, which is like a government subsidy to help you pay your insurance. Another thing is most students in their first year only get a 1-year contract for their housing. So that means that before the 1 year is up, you already have to start looking for another house, which may become your own house. And with that, like I said, you have several responsibilities. But not only that, you can also get a government subsidy called hurtault, which could help you towards paying your rent. You know, many people don't know these things, but it's just information. You have to be willing to help yourself. You know, if you ask someone and they don't know the answer and they can't help you, jump online and just type what you're trying to find, and you will find it, because the country has a lot of information online that you just have it there. You just have to go look for it, and by doing so, you're really helping yourself. You're really helping yourself, and once you find those things out for yourself, you can also like help other people.
Correct.
So
I agree
that's
with
my
you.
advice.
I agree with you 100%. Cause you could see it as well. Like you leave from St. Maarten, you come to a bigger country. You know, you look around, you see a lot of things different. You know, we grew up in a place. We walk down the road, we see people barefooted. I mean, this is a place you don't see that. Besides that, we could be down the road with like 8 people. You can do certain things like that in how you can be just chilling on the side. The police would want to know what you're doing there and would tell you, that you can't stay there. And it's a whole different lifestyle. To me, how I see it is just lack of knowledge, but if you're willing to know and have an open mind, you would learn a lot of stuff, and don't be like, yeah, that's me. Nah, you have to try to be open and understand and grow, grow. So
Definitely.
yeah.
Well, Jeremy, thanks so much for popping by.
No problem. Man.
And giving your perspective. Thank you.
You're welcome.
In general, study financing is provided by the government to assist in creating a better future for yourself and the community. There are some incentives for opting for study financing. However, be aware of the responsibilities that come with study financing. I'll leave the link to their website below in the description so you can check out the responsibilities of being on St. Maarten Study Financing and its incentives if you do return to work despite no job security. If you would have to ask some of the current and past students who've already traveled to the Netherlands with the assistance of study financing from St. Maarten, if they would do so again, many of them would tell you that they would do it on their own. One of the benefits of doing so is leaving the island without accumulating debt. Yes, you will face challenges, but they will only make you a stronger person, and like this, you can help others that will need the same help you needed. I'd recommend you first gain a bit of working experience and save up for what you will need in able to make your transition hassle-free. You don't have to move abroad right after you graduate, but move when you are ready and determined. Purchase your ticket for the same date that the study financing recipients are traveling, so you may also share that sense of community. It's a comforting feeling to know that people you know will also be living in the same city as you. This way, you can also go with them to do the same things you have to do for yourself when you're in the Netherlands. Once you arrive in the Netherlands, you will be signing up for more debt, because the Dutch Study Financing Organization, DUO, is who will finance the major part of your study for up to 14,256 euros per year times 4 years, gives you a total of 57,024 euros that you'll have to pay back with interest. To finish this video, I would like to remind the business community to take a bigger approach in considering and hiring individuals who come back seeking employment. Currently, there are 162 students on St. Maarten Study Financing in the Netherlands. That's a small amount compared to the total amount of St. Maarten students currently living in the Netherlands and pursuing their studies, or even awaiting the opportunity to come back and serve their country in whatever capacity that they can. We want to be a part of the brain gain. When you hire one of us, you're hiring a local, and in doing so, you're supporting a mother, a father, a child. You're facilitating the payment of their student debts, thereby pumping money into the economy. This all results in a brighter future for your company and St. Maarten. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and let me know if this video was helpful. Let me know if you're planning on moving to the Netherlands to pursue your studies or have now been motivated to do so. Talk to me down in the comments below. I'd love to see that. Also, if you haven't, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel because I make one video every week about personal development, entrepreneurship, and public policies, and I'd love to have you for the next one.